Happy holidays and welcome inside the Romano Gymnasium for first round action in the Tony Romano Christmas Tournament between the Bedford Buccaneers and the Tewksbury Redmen. Alongside Steve Perfume, I'm Andrew Della Piana. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, semifinal edition between Bedford and Tewksbury. The winner of this game moves on to the championship on Friday. But Steve, we can't talk about this Redmen team enough with talking about the destruction they did to Haverhill on Friday. 49-7 that ball game. Haverhill only had 2 made field goals in that one.
Yeah, it was not even a competition for the Redmen. You know, they came in with a fire lit under them, and that fire stayed the whole entire game. And, you know, you got to give the flowers to Joel McNulty for noticing the big lead and giving a senior who probably does not get a lot of playing time. And, you know, you love to see that when someone that doesn't get a lot of playing time to come in. And that's Maddie DeGricci. You know, she came in with a minute left, almost scored a basket multiple times. And I remember you saying the other day this place would have gone bananas if she got that ball in.
That pushed the Redmen to a 2-1 record. They're taking on the 2-0 undefeated Bucks tonight. And Reagan Miscalco nearly putting one home on the offensive end as the Redmen go 1-and-done to start the ball game. For the Buccaneers, head coach, second-year Jim Benedictus, and he's led by number 4, the ball handler, Ashley Cohen, who gives it off to number 5, Isla Sheridan. The inside feed tipped away, picked up by number 5, Paige Crowley, and a turnover on the first possession of the game for Bedford.
You know, great ball movement from Bedford right there. Unfortunately, not able to lock in with the ball movement and get a shot off. But, you know, you love to see the fundamentals of basketball in any team ever.
Bedford starts out in a zone defense, and Iandoli takes advantage with a corner 3. Good start for the Redmen on offense after the missed shot. You go down the other end, make a defensive stop, and take your first lead of the ball game. It's 3-0, 50 seconds in.
You know, one thing I feel like I don't see a lot in basketball right now is tight defense. And right now I am seeing great tight defense from the captain pitcher right now. She's all over the court, able to get down low. Unfortunately, not able to rebound, but Stoven's there to grab it anyways. Unfortunately, does not keep the possession as it's going to go to Bedford. But, you know, you love to see a player like Pitcher who is everywhere, and you know she keeps the team in the game no matter what the lead is for either team.
And something we talked about with Joel McNulty before the game is we're going to see a bunch of different defenses tonight. Maybe a man-to-man, a 2-3 zone. We saw a lot in that Haverhill game as Tewksbury picks up on the steal on the defensive end. Pitcher can't finish the offensive end, but the offensive board for Maniscalco. Ball nearly tipped away, and Cohen picks the pocket of Iandoli. Ashley Cohen, you'll hear her name a lot tonight, 17 points per game, and she's got her first 2 to start the contest. Bedford burns their first timeout early of the half. We'll stay with you. Not even a minute 30 into this first period. Tewksbury leads 3-2. And Steve, we're seeing both starts come out early in Reagan Maniscalco for Tewksbury and then Ashley Cohen for Bedford.
Yeah, and, you know, I'm loving what I'm seeing on both sides. Like I said earlier, you know, defense is a main part of this game, and you're seeing it on both sides. You know, everyone's right on their man. They're not letting anybody get open shots. You did see an open shot over in the 3 by Iandoli. You know, she was wide open, and that was great ball movement by the Redmen. They made sure to find the open person. Found Iandoli there. She was able to get a nice switch right in the bucket like it was nothing. And, you know, if you're Joel McNulty, you want to see that from your team. You want to see them come in from a big, outstanding game winning. And you come into this game, keep that fire going. You know, this game is really important, especially for a tournament. You know, you never want to come in off a win and then lose the lead immediately.
6th year of this edition of the Tony Romano Tournament. Bedford, the defending champions. The home team, Tewksbury, they've never won this tournament. So trying to do something they haven't done in the last handful of years. Tewksbury fresh out of the timeout with the basketball. They'll give it in the hands of their star, Emily Pitcher, who averages north of 15 points per game to start the season, but misses the easy layup there.
I say, unfortunately for Pitcher, she had that wide open lane, not able to execute it, but, you know, good job getting back on defense like it's nothing, staying with her man. Great defense all around, good switching right now. I'm seeing great movement off the ball.
Tewksbury with a 3-2 advantage, 2 minutes gone in the first quarter. And there's that stifling defense we saw back on Friday night, Steve, against Haverhill, allowing only 7 points to the Hillies. Nice pick and roll there between Stalakis and Cohen. And the Buccaneers have their first lead of the ball game. Maniscalco trying to dance with Cohen back the other way. She'll fend it off to Pitcher left wing.
You know, one thing teams need to realize that you need to move with or without the ball. You cannot just stand still. If you stand still, there will be no open shot for anybody.
Dribble handoff for Pitcher in the lane. Euro step through. She's short on the layup. Gets her own miss as she got that deflection out on number 33, Georgia Stalakis. It'll stay with the Redmen, and they'll get a fresh shot clock out of that as well. 4-3 Buccaneers. 5.5 to go in the first quarter. Still both teams trying to feel each other out, it looks like, on the offensive end for either side. And the official said that ball did not hit the rim, so we're going to have 11 seconds left on the shot clock. Pitcher took an extra step before the dribble, and it's 2 turnovers in the early going for Tewksbury.
Always got to make sure that ball hits the ground if you're going to move your feet with the ball. You cannot pick it up and then move, and you cannot move without the ball dribbling.
Bedford with the 4-3 advantage. Just over 5.5 to go in the opening quarter. Semi-final action in the Romano tournament. The winner plays in the nightcap on Friday, while the loser plays in Game 1 on Friday. Here's in the hands of Annabelle Davis, who had 22 points on opening night in the victory against Waltham. High screen for Cohen to work off of. She'll roll off with Grace Weiss. Inside feed for Stalakis. Great interior defense by Stovsan. She lost the basketball, but she got fouled.
Fouls on Bedford, number 15, Grace Weiss.
And, Bedford's doing a lot of great things on offense. Unfortunately, they cannot find the back of the net that much. Like you said, 3 to 4 right now. But, off-ball movement's great. Defense is great. Same thing with Tewksbury. They're both in this to win it, and I'm loving what I'm seeing from both sides.
And Bedford coming off a game where they only scored 39 points in the 39-31 victory over Newton South. Just a really good defensive team. You're also going to see that all throughout the week here against some tough NBC teams. Some good defense on the other end as Stalakis getting her hand in the mix of it. Inbound comes to Stovsan, and she'll kick it back out. Pitcher, a long 3. It's back iron, no good. It's been a tough start for her, Steve.
I'll say she's 0-4 from the field right now. 1 missed 3, 2 from the field goal line. And, if you're Emily Pitcher, you want to get those baskets in, especially if you're the captain, you lead this team. You want to get those buckets in, especially getting the score back into the lead for you.
Coming off a season where she was MVC first team all-conference last year. You can see for many reasons she's attacking the basketball very well, but still just can't get those first couple to fall. And that's Bedford in front 4-3 with 4.5 to go in the opening quarter. Pitcher goes back to work. She's got the mismatch with Stalakis. And she'll head it off to Iandoli, who pulls the trigger from deep. Too strong. Redmond really can't find their footing on the offensive end. Davis with a full head of steam back the other way. Maniscalco getting her paws all over it. We'll jump it up.
Good pressure from her, She saw the opening. She saw that Bedford was kind of losing their momentum right there and went on the attack, able to get that turnover for the Redmond to get possession. And, that's what you want to see if you're Coach McNulty. You want to see the pressure there on defense.
And no doubt, Steve, if we look at just the offense for Tewksbury so far, it's been pretty stagnant. But if you look at the defensive end, it's what's kept them at a 1-point game. Pitch into the lane, and one! Her first points of the game are pretty rewarding as she gets smacked in the head and will go for the old school 3-point play. And sometimes a shooter, Steve, you just need that first one to go in before you can really get going.
I would say with that, and if she makes this and one, I see a lot more buckets coming in this game for her.
Rattles out to keep it a 5-4 Tewksbury lead out of the halfway point of this first quarter.
You can hear Coach McNulty on the side yelling at his team for leaving someone wide open for a shot. Luckily for them, did not execute the play, but it's not something you want to see.
And a Scalco can't Euro-step her through to the other way. Here comes Bedford. Lila Sheridan sees that pace pick up a little bit. She's going to slow things down as Bedford works back into their offensive set. Christina Havanen, who just checked in off the bench for Bedford. Davis, a 3, is short. Rebound, no man's land. It's picked up by Sheridan, and a fresh 35 for the Bucks. Stalakis, nice little give and go, but she can't make the layup. Didn't know if she knew where she was on the floor. She underhand flipped it and was too strong.
Good read down the court. I like that. Always dribble with your head up, because if you don't, you're not going to find a play like that that's going to lead to a foul. And good job on Pitcher to make sure she tries to drive the lane. Unfortunately, it was not a shooting foul, but they are able to keep the possession, and that's great basketball playing from the Redmond right there.
Tewksbury gets a pair of substitutions in. And Olivia Trider in the ballgame, as well as Sophia Capiello, replacing Michaela Stovsan and Paige Crowley. Inbound nearly over the head of Capiello. The one thing that Coach McNulty said he loves about this bench unit is there could be a couple of starters in other seasons of this team, and for good reasons why. Sophia Capiello right on cue off the bench, looking for the N1.
You know, that and one is big right now. They have 7 missed field goals outside of the free throw line especially, you know, so they want to get these buckets going, and an and one right here can make sure that this game is going to be far from over for these guys.
Well, they've missed the 2 free throws that go along with those potential and ones. Redmond 7, Buccaneers 4 under 3 minutes to go in our opening quarter. Sheridan on the drive, gets right past Iandoli and scores. First 2 points of the ball game for the sophomore Isla Sheridan. She had 14 points in the opening night victory over Waltham. As the Tewksbury lead down 7-6, 2.5 to go in the opening quarter. Some miscommunication between Schreider and pitcher at the turnover.
You know, and I said it earlier, you know, move off with the ball. Like, if you don't have the ball, you keep moving, and that's something I'm seeing now from the Redmond's offense. Unfortunately, they're not finding the back of the net as often, but, you know, keep moving without that ball, you're going to get plays and you're going to get buckets.
Grace Weiss back into the game for Bedford. When we spoke with Coach DeBictus before the game, he said it's a short rotation. We're only going to see 7 or 8 Bucks in the ball game, one of those being Ashley Cullen, who gives the Bucks the lead once again, 8-7 with 2 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Maniscalco, hard in the lane, too strong on the layup. She's really done a good job of biting her defender, but just hasn't finished in the lane too much in this first frame, Steve.
No, that's 3 shots in a row missed for her. Still trying to find the back of the net. I feel like we will see that soon, but, you know, it's probably going to frustrate her a little bit if she does not find it anytime soon in this first quarter.
Timeout taken on the floor. Coach McNaught using his first of this half. We'll take it with them. 1:50 to go in the opening quarter. It's Bedford 8, Tewksbury 7. We'll be right back on Tewksbury TV. Don't go anywhere. We welcome you back inside the Romano Gymnasium here at Tewksbury Memorial High School alongside Steve Perfumi. I'm Andrew Della Piana. Thanks for joining us for semifinal action of the Romano tournament. Tewksbury trailing Bedford 8-7 with just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And Steve, what have you seen from either side so far?
You know, great basketball all around. Defense, offense, movement, you know, communication. I want to find something to, like, critique, but, you know, it's kind of hard with the game they are both playing right now, you know. Look at the offense from Redmond as we're seeing it. All movement with or without the ball.
Maniscalco pulls the trigger. No good on the 3. Pitcher the offensive board. She'll leave it for Capiello. She's got a bunch of blue jerseys in the mix, and she turns it over. Great hands by Isla Sheridan to force the steal. Cohen, she wants to run back the other way in transition. She's swatted away by Pitcher. Here come the Redmond with numbers. Maniscalco's got her eyes up. Pitcher, she overran the hoop. Capiello, no. And he'll stay with the Redmond after a fiasco of shots.
You know, Pitcher's only found 1 basket so far. She has 1 out of 5 shots made here and a missed free throw. So, you know, if I'm her, I'm going to try to slow it down, get the ball to my teammates more often than shooting right now.
Redmond go one and done in the offensive end. 60 seconds to go in the opening quarter. Bedford 8, Tewksbury 7. We've seen some high-paced action. Not a lot of buckets so far, but these teams are moving quick up and down the floor. Weiss, the dribble handoff for Mahoney. The long 2. Rims out. Offensive rebound for Sheridan. The putback's good. No one boxed her out after the long shot, and Bedford takes their largest lead of the ball game, 10-7, 35 ticks to go in the first quarter. Bedford staying in that 2-3 zone defense, really challenging the Redmond to shoot. That's what Capiello will do when she's short.
You know, good job on Capiello. She had the open shot. She took it. Miss or not, that's something you want to see from a coach. Open shots. If you don't shoot it, you're never going to make it. So I'd rather see you miss and shoot than not make it and miss.
10 seconds to go on the game clock. Shot clock is dead. Bedford can hold for the final possession. They'll put it in the hands of Cohen, who's had a solid first quarter. She'll spin off a pitcher. Send it to Hovnian in the corner for 3. Too strong. And the rebound caroms out. And that does it for quarter number 1. Through 8 minutes of play. It's Bedford 10, Tewksbury 7. We'll take a short break here on Tewksbury TV and get you right back for more Tony Romano Christmas tournament action right here on Tewksbury TV. Second quarter about to get underway here from the Romano Gymnasium. Steve Perfumi, Andrew Del Piano with you on a Monday night here in Tewksbury, Massachusetts. It's Bedford 10, Tewksbury 7 here in first round edition of the Tony Romano Christmas Tournament. Winner moves to the championship on Friday night, while the loser, I should say, goes to the consolation game early in the day. And now, Steve, a solid start from each of these sides defensively, but the offense maybe needs to pick up a little bit more shooting-wise.
Yeah, as you just said that right there, best shot from from Bedford, you know, like deep three, not a bad idea, but the shots just aren't getting there from both teams. You know, work that shot clock. Got 35 seconds to use that till you can.
You know, big credit of that goes to these defenses as well, too. The higher-ranked defenses to start the season. A long three from Davis as well. She can't connect, but these second-chance efforts by Bedford to keep possessions alive.
Oh, good deep pass from Cohan to Sheridan. Unfortunately, not able to find the back, but found the open girl and was able to get the shot off clearly.
Seemed like the Redmen got a little bit lucky on those possessions. A lot of open threes that just didn't fall. Redmond held to just 7 points in that first quarter after they had 22 in the opening frame against Haverhill. Stovsand trying to corral the miss, can't do so. It's Crowley who picks up the offensive board. She'll get a fresh 35. 1 minute gone in the second quarter. Tewksbury 7, Bedford 10. Iandoli being face guarded. She'll throw it inside for Capiello. Here's Chloe Mello making her first appearance off the bench today. Capiello denies a screen. 10 to shoot. Tries to go inside for Stovsand. It got intercepted last off the hands of Cohen. Will stay with the Redmen.
And good job on the Redmen right now. Like I just said, use up that shot clock. Still got 8 seconds to shoot out of 35 seconds.
Inside feed for Mello. She got her defender to bite, but can't finish. That's kind of been the story of this first half, Steve, where the Redmen have plenty of opportunities on the offensive end, but they just can't cash in.
Yeah, we're seeing a whole different side of the Redmen, you know, coming off of a big win the other night, coming into this game with a big difference of a team.
Mello can't change that. She short arms the three. Bedford pushing the pace back the other way. Emma Dabrowski makes her first appearance off the bench tonight. She'll hand off for Davis. Didn't find her footing on their way to the cup. 10-7 the Buccaneers lead with 6:20 to go in half number one. Crowley, little hesitation, pulls up shorts. Davis comes out of the pack with it. 2-on-1 back the other way with Sheridan to our right. Davis goes right at Mello and scores.
Good job on Davis trying to extend that shot a little bit, you know, try to find the kiss of the backboard right there and able to get that executed well.
Only 10 players on this Bedford roster, so those starters, you're going to see a lot of them in this game. They've got the Bedford Buccaneers up 5. Inside feed for Mello, trickles around for Crowley, but another turnover for Tewksbury. The offense really isn't flowing right now. Davis from way downtown. She's got it. Oh my, that one was from Lawrence. And Bedford has opened up a 15-7 lead with 5.5 to go in half number one.
And with that, Davis just got the first 3 for Bedford right there to open up a good 8-point lead for her team. You know, going into that bench right off that 3, your whole team's going to be fired up. You're going to be fired up. If I'm Coach McDowell, you know, try to change something in that offense. Make sure that your players are tight on the defense too. You know, you don't want to get those open shots to just anybody. And Davis seems like she can make those kinds of shots.
And this was a Redmond offense that when we talked with Coach Benedictus before the game, he said it's an offense that can really shoot. They've taken a lot of threes, but they just really haven't cashed in yet.
And, you know, no matter who you are, you could be the greats, you could be LeBron James, and you can miss a lot of shots. You know, sometimes you're just having an off day, but when the whole team is missing, that means something's not working out of it. Yeah, exactly.
Timeout on the floor, 15-7. The Buccaneers advantage with 5.5 to go in the second quarter. But if you're Coach McNaught right now, is this something you're drawing up or a general message to your team at the moment?
You know, if I'm him, I'm going to keep telling them, hey, move the ball, try to find those open shots, drive those lanes, you know, try to cause a foul, go to the free throw line. You may have missed 2, but that's 2 out of many you can probably get in this game right now. It's still second quarter, so plenty of basketball to play.
And if we look at that point guard comparison we were kind of talking about off the top with Reagan Maniscalco, the ball handler, and her opponent number 4, Ashley Cohen. The advantage has been a Cohen so far. Maniscalco has just held to just 2 points on the afternoon. Open 3 for Pitcher. No good. Maniscalco grabs the miss. To reset the shot clock, heavily guarded by the sophomore Cohen. Mello, the little hesitation, 12-foot jumper. Can't fall. And you can see a little bit of frustration from the Redmond side right now, getting those good looks.
Yeah, you can't let the frustration get to your head. If you do, that's when the sloppiness of basketball is going to come into play, and you don't want that, especially in a game like this.
Bedford looking to add to this 8-point advantage with under 5 minutes to go in the first half. Backdoor feed for Sheridan. That pass a little bit too tall.
Redmond
You know, nothing to be upset about. You had the right idea. Unfortunately, passed it a little too high. But if I'm her, I try to find that play again because eventually that play is going to work for either side right there.
Redmond still yet to score in this second quarter. It was 10-7 Bedford after one, and the Redmen got a donut in the board in the second frame. Pitcher trying to change that. Crowley, a long two. Can't fall. Redmen have gone nearly 6 minutes of game time without a point. Cohen, full out of steam. The double team came to her. Stovsand fighting with her for the board. What do we got here? Jump ball. Or no, now the official is going to talk it over.
And I got to say, I thought I saw a little contact down there, but, you know, I'm not the ref. Unfortunately, we don't make the calls up here. We can just call what we see.
And, Steve, it has to go to some team. It cannot go off of both teams and say, well, maybe it can, but, you know, there's always someone who touches it last. And the referee saying it went off of Bedford last. And the Redmen take the basketball with halfway to go in this second quarter. Still looking for their first point of this frame, trailing 15-7. Some good defense up by Bedford, back into a man-to-man after we saw a zone to start the game. Maniscalco a triple. She's got it! A much-needed three for the freshman. Cuts this deficit down to 5.
You know, first three of the game for her. That's got to put a little pep in the step for the Redmen right there. Bring it back to 5 like you just said, you know. You want to keep that fire going. Make sure you don't lose the momentum from here.
Inside feed off the fingertips of Dabrowski. Redmen force a turnover on defense.
You know, one thing I am noticing is that a lot of the girls are picking up their dribble too early. You know, they don't have the pass and they're just picking it up. You got to make sure if you pick up that ball, you have a play or you have a shot because you cannot dribble it again.
15-10, the Bedford advantage with 3.5 to go in the second quarter. Maniscalco, who just hit that three to get the Redmen into double figures, she'll stir the drink on this possession. She'll get it back left wing, pulls the trigger once more, yes! Back-to-back threes for the freshman, just like that, to 2-point game.
And like I said, keep that momentum going, and that is exactly what she's doing. Back-to-back threes. Get yourself back in this game.
Going a hard drive at the other end, blocked by Stovsand. Bedford stays with it. Will reset on offense. Pitcher getting her hand in away from Cohen. She'll stay with it. Cohen gets that screen. 8 to shoot for the Bucks. Davis being hassled by Maniscalco. Ball on the floor, picked up by Stovsand. Pitcher wants to run the other way, one-on-one. Throws it up, no good. Rebound, secured. That's Caroline Lalongo, who picked up the board for Bedford. Got a foul in transition. Goes against the Redmen. That'll be Reagan Maniscalco picking up the penalty.
And you know, one thing I like about seeing from Michaela Stovsand, she's using her height to the advantage. You know, she kept her feet planted, kept her arms up, was able to get away that ball from the rim, turn it over, and let Emily Pitcher go down low.
Cohen too strong from the parking lot. It's a long rebound out for Maniscalco. 2-on-1 back the other way. The Euro step through the lane. Can't get it to go. Davis, a nice pickpocket from behind, but she double dribbled.
You know, and if you're Coach McNoll, what are you trying to see from your team right now with 2 minutes left in the first half? I mean, I got to say, you know, I want to see more shots. I want to see more ball movement. And more communication. You're not really hearing a lot of communication out there, and that's a key importance in basketball.
Bedford forces the turnover off the inbound. Stovsand trying to rip it away, but she'll get called for the foul instead. 2:11 to play in the second quarter. It's Bedford 15, Tewksbury 7. And after Bedford kind of went on that run, Steve, back-to-back threes by Maniscalco's put the Redmen back in.
Yeah, and you know, keeping that momentum in any game, especially a close game like this, is going to turn your whole team around, whether they're on the court or the bench. And unfortunately, not able to get it there, but, you know, keep the momentum. Just shake that one off, go back on offense, do what you can do.
I mean, what a feed by Cohen to fit that needle through to Sheridan for 2 easy points. Ashley Cohen, who was the DCL Foley Player of the Year as a freshman last season, picking up right where she left off. Stovsand gets her own miss, can't convert, though. Bedford the 17-13 advantage with over 90 seconds to go in the first half. Redmond switching to a 2-3 zone defense. Davis from deep. Got it. Bedford ups the advantage back up to 7. 20-13 Bucks. 1:20 to go in the first half.
And I got to say, I'm a little shocked from pitcher right now. I've only seen one basket from her in this game. Hopefully we can see more. Still
Just
unable.
moments like that. You spin off your defender, an easy look, but just can't concentrate on the layup. Still has Bedford up by 7 with 60 seconds to go in the second quarter. Davis again. Oh, no. To hit back-to-back from that distance, Steve, that would have been unbelievable. Maniscalco throws it away. Fortunately, right in the hands of Crowley. Iandoli off the catch. Short-armed it. So Redmond struggles from 3 continue.
You know, I got to say, if a lot of these misses went in, we would be seeing a whole closer of a game right now. 7 points not bad, but, you know, you want to get these shots going, and they just cannot find the back of the rim right now.
Reach and foul goes against Maniscalco. That'll be her second. Definitely something to monitor as she's already in foul trouble. Brings Koloe Mello back into the game as the point guard. Bedford leading 20-13 with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Shot clock is dead. So the Bucks can't hold for the final shot of the first half. They won't do so as Davis tries for another triple, but can't hit. Crowley, she's got her eyes up, deflected a pitcher, much needed too from the senior captain.
You know, if you're Emily Pitcher, that's what you want to see from yourself down low. Hit those easy shots. She nice soft tip off the glass. You know, was able to get the back of the rim finally.
Pushes the Bedford advantage back down to 5. 10 seconds to go in half number 1. Bedford looking for one more chance. Intercepted by Pitcher. Races down the other end of the floor and scores. Nice little momentum play to end the first half as Emily Pitcher goes on a nice little 4-0 mini run to make this a 2017 game at the break. We got 16 minutes down, 16 minutes to go. Still plenty more basketball to play here on Tewksbury TV. It's Bedford 20, Tewksbury 17. We'll take a short halftime break and be right back after this. Stay with us. Welcome back inside the Romano. We'll take you upstairs here alongside Steve Pafamo, Andrew Delpiano with you up on the track as Bedford leads 20-17 over the Redmen at the break here in the second semifinal of the Romano tournament. Steve, with the offensive kind of showing right now, we've seen a lot of missed shots from both sides.
Yeah, we have. And, you know, Redmond more so than Bedford. You know, the Buccaneers only missed 9 shots in the first half, whereas the Redmond have at least like 25 to 27 missed shots. So, you know, it's still a back and forth game, like you said, 2017. But, you know, if I'm Coach McNult, got to tell him, hey, we got to get better shots on that court, you know, missing a lot of open shots, open threes, open field goals, you know. Layups, a big one, you know. You got to hit those layups.
Well, good sight to see, I should say, is Emily Pitcher really finding her footing in that last half of the second quarter. Picked up a quick 4-0 run by herself to get in this game. What is her confidence level looking at right now on the floor?
You know, when you get a nice steal right when the final seconds hit, you hit that buzzer beater layup, you know, that they come into the second half with that momentum. You got to get that fire, get your team back up, you know. You can kind of see it when they're playing defense, too. They're letting the frustration get to them, bringing themselves down. If you're the captain, bring that team back up. Be like, hey, still plenty of basketball. Got 16 minutes left of gameplay, you know. Keep it going. Get those shots. Like I said, you got to get those.
And Ashley Cohen, who we talked about in the pregame a lot, one of the stars for this Bedford team, really held in check in the first half or so. Just 5 points for her. What are you seeing Redmond defensively-wise to slow her down?
You know, what I'm seeing a lot is double teaming. You know, once she gets the ball, attacking her immediately, not letting her get the dribble, not trying to find the open person, not getting open shots, you know, kind of force her to turn over the ball. And that's what I like to see, especially a defensive person myself. You want to see them attack, get on your man, especially with someone as fire as Cohen, you know. Don't let her get those shots open. She's probably going to make those.
Well, defense wins championships, my friend, and
exactly.
Hopefully it's winning Tewksbury today's game. Second half action on the way right here on Tewksbury TV. Stay with us. Tewksbury starts with the basketball, again trailing 20-17 as we put 8 minutes up on the third quarter clock. Again, Steve Pafumi, Andrew Delpiano with you on a Monday night from the Romano. The winner of this game takes on Chelmsford in the championship on Friday. They took care of Wilmington earlier today, while the loser will play the Cats early on Friday. Redmond start with the basketball, as Steve said, looking to kind of make some of those missed shots that they had in the first half. As Iandoli trying to get the party started. Rims in and out for the offensive board for Maniscalco. She's had her fingerprints all over that first half, Steve.
Oh, yeah. No, she's been everywhere on this court, making something do with the ball. And we were talking about Emily Pitcher a little bit ago.
Right on cue,
right on the cue, you know. Coming in with that momentum. Here it is with the 3 immediately to start.
Redmond currently, if you look at the back end of that first half. They're on a 7-0 run at the moment to tie this ball game back up at 20 apiece. Sheridan slipping away from Crowley, has it knocked loose by Stovsan. Redmond get the steal, but they throw it away. Cohen looking for some open space in the middle. Stakakis can't get the roll. Pitcher with a full head of steam, but she lost it off her shoe out of bounds.
And you know what, that turnover from on the other side from Crowley, you can see Coach McNoll kind of getting a little frustrated. Throwing away the ball like that is not good in a tight game, especially when you're tied. You cannot have turnovers like that here.
1 minute gone in the third quarter. It's Tewksbury 20, Bedford 20. Redmond reverting back to his own defense. We saw that back in the first quarter, something that Joel McNult said will kind of vary throughout the night, throughout the opponent this season. Cohen, a wide open three at the top of the key, and she cashes in.
And you know, you asked me about Cohen a little bit ago. What happens if she's wide open? That's exactly what happens. Hits a three to answer back from Emily Pitcher from hitting her three.
Little miscommunication from the Redmen on the defensive end. Pits Bedford back up 23-20, 6.5 to go in the third. Iandoli can't get the home bounce. Still remains a 3-point Buccaneer lead. Here's Annabelle Davis, who had a solid first half, pulls again from deep. Pinballs around, finds the hands of Davis for the offensive board. She'll kick it out. Sheridan will try. No good. Another offensive board for Bedford, but stolen away by Iandoli. Pitcher and Stovsan on a 2-on-1. Pitcher pops, too strong.
You know, Pitcher probably should have passed it to Stosen right there. Wide open the other side. Could have probably hit that layup or draw a foul, but you know, taking that shot, not still a bad idea.
Pitcher just playing her own game at the moment. Picks one end, but can't score at the other. Maniscalco pulls it back out. She'll try a three. She's got it. Turn it into an AAU showcase out here with the turnovers, the threes. We're back to a tie ball game.
I was going to say, it's a nice three parade out here from the second half, coming off a big miscommunication off the offensive end.
Crowley pushing the pace back the other way with Maniscalco. Tries to throw it over there. She does. Maniscalco off the window for two. And the Redmen have their first lead since it was 4-3 earlier in the ball game.
I don't know what Coach McNoll said to his team in the locker room, but it is clearly showing here on both sides of the court for them.
That defense has looked really good. Rod, a help defense. Stalakis to the cup and one. Stovsan got her hands down to the last moment, but Georgia Stalakis trying to make it a 3-point play as we're tied again at 25.
Andrew, would you believe me if I told you this is only the third free throw of this game right now? We have not seen a lot of trips to the combined. We have not seen a lot of trips to the free throw line yet here today.
We're seeing a Steph Curry kind of game right now where you chuck and duck from three, and hopefully that'll win you a lot of games. More so often than not, it does, but Bedford can't regain the lead, stays deadlocked at 25. Stovsan facing some trouble in the backcourt, but luckily she got bailed out a little bit, Steve, as that's the first foul for Ashley Cohen.
Hey, good job on Cohen, though. Keep that pressure off the rebound and try to get the turnover on Redmond.
5 minutes to go in this third quarter. We're all squared at 25 apiece as both of these teams continue to throw some haymakers at each other. Pitcher crosses over defender. Scoop layup in the lane. She scores. What a start it's been to the second half for Emily Pitcher. Redmond back in front, 27-25.
I'd say she's back in double digits now. 11 points for her in this game.
She averages just around 14 points per game. Davis, a corner three. Got it. Annabelle Davis, just a sophomore. She's been doing that since freshman year, Steve. In her first varsity start last year, she had 5 triples. She's already got 3 today.
And you can kind of see the playmaker in her, too. Shot taker and everything, you know. She's also, everybody's everywhere on this court. And I'm loving the basketball game I'm seeing here live in front of us.
Plenty of intensity, plenty of running and gunning from end to end. A game that, no doubt, Steve, is going to come down to the wire in this one. Cohen throws it away. No one home there on the left wing.
And you know, in this whole game, we only have 5 fouls, so you're seeing a nice, clean basketball game, too. No arguments, no getting each other's faces. This is what you like to see. Respectable, great ball playing on either side of the team.
Pitcher orbits the orb over the tee. She wants the isolation with Dabrowski, but can't hit.
Entering the game for Tewksbury,
You know, Maniscalco, you would not believe that she's a freshman from the way she's playing and kind of leading this team into keeping a tight race with the Buccaneers right now.
Someone who Coach McNault said they found during their summer camps that they run every summer, someone who has always kind of played up at a higher level. She played with the JVs as a freshman in the fall ball, and then he said she was good enough to play as on a varsity team right away, and we're seeing it in these first handful of games for the Redmen. As Capiello getting on the parquet, forcing a jump ball.
And Caballero has been really aggressive on defense. She's going after every ball on the ground. That's what you like to see as a coach. That's what you want in a defensive player like Caballero.
Inbound goes right away for Cohen, and she makes the Redmen pay off the inbound. You cannot leave number 4 that much space.
No, that's only her second 3 here. But with that gives her double digits. She's got 10 here now.
Maniscalco looking to return the favor, and she does so. Oh my, the 2 point guards going punch for punch. 31-30, the Redmen lead. Cohen backed up the other way, too strong, hits back iron. Iandoli the rebound. Up the floor to Pitcher, who can't get the layup. Jump ball, it's Redmen ball. We've seen that a lot tonight, Steve, from Emily Pitcher.
It seems like she's going a little too hard or a little too soft. She can't find that right amount of pressure off the backboard.
Something that Coach McNault loves about Pitcher's play is the way she the speed she plays at the game. Sometimes a little too fast for her own liking. I think we're seeing that on full display tonight as the Redmen go empty on their trip to the offensive end. Cohen trying to pull that the length of the floor. Somehow found the hands of Sheridan. She scores. Oh, a broken play that the Redmen could have taken full advantage of, results in 2 points and a foul.
It's crazy that every free throw we have seen tonight is an and one attempt. We have not seen a completed and one yet. However, Sheridan can complete that for the first time here tonight.
She does not.
Nope.
33-30, the Bedford advantage with 2.5 to go in the third quarter. Maniscalco gets it in the corner, but you travel. Try to use that extra step to get away from Cohen.
You know, I got to say, in my whole life of watching and playing basketball, I've never seen 4 free throws, especially just being and one conversions, all missed together.
Tathakis throws it inside. No play. They'll throw it out to Cohen from way downtown. No. Rebound for Stakakis. Comes out to Sheridan. She'll pull it out to fresh 35 for the Bucks. Dombrowski wants the one-on-one with Capiello. She'll cut to the rim. The reverse layup and in. Oh, that's a tough shot to do.
That's for Dombrowski's first basket. And one thing I'm noticing from the Buccaneers offense, the same play every time. They pass it through the middle, and Cohen goes around to the elbow. And they are not they're not closing that gap, and that's what the Redmen really need to do to close out this offense on the Buccaneers.
Redmen trying to return the favor at the other end as that pass turned over. And the Bucks can extend this lead up by 5 with 1:20 to go in the third quarter. Pitcher right in the face of Cohen. Little pick and roll with Stakis. Davis, another 3. It might have got tipped. Capiello in some traffic, and she draws the foul. That one goes against Staffakis.
Another thing I'm noticing from the Redmen's defense, boxing out is not happening a lot from them. And, you know, if you're going to be down low for that rebound, you got to box out because eventually someone's going to reach over you. It's going to be a foul on the other team, and that's going to benefit for you guys.
This being semifinal number 2 here from the Romano tournament. The winner takes on Chelmsford on Friday. It's game 1 of our doubleheader here on Tewksbury TV. We have Chelmsford, Tewksbury boys next in the second semifinal. It's still a lot of business to take care of here with under 50 seconds to go in the third quarter. Bedford 35, Tewksbury 40. Sheridan, the triple, cans it. Buccaneers got their largest lead once again, 38-30. Timeout Tewksbury.
We have yet to see double digits lead. The Buccaneers can extend this if they come out with the fire they are just leaving the timeout with. You know, like you said, 38-30. It's only 8 points. The Redmen are still in this, but they cannot find the back of the net still in this half. They've gotten more shots in, but still kind of lacking against the rim or the backboard.
And has that been the biggest key for Tewksbury right now? Is just the shots aren't falling? I mean, they're getting good looks.
I got to say it is, like I said to you earlier, the first half they had 26 missed field goals from either 3 or 2s, So any of those shots go in, we see a whole different game. But missed shots, lose games. Defense, if you're not playing it, lose games. Boxing out, there's so many fundamentals that are just little things that can make you lose a game or win a game. And we're seeing everything from the Redmen right now, whether it's good or bad.
Well, as Tewksbury down by 8 with 43.2 seconds to go in the third quarter. Maybe something they did at the tail end of that first half was get a little bit momentum, get in the break. Something that you really feel like you need here if you want to stay in this game in the fourth quarter.
And slow down the basketball. You've seen them rush a lot of their shots, rush offense a lot. They have 35 seconds to use on offense. Utilize that. Run a play. Move around. Something to find an open shot, and you will get it in, most likely.
It'll be Pitcher who stirs the drink on this possession with just about 8 seconds between shot clock and game clock, as you mentioned. Pitcher relocates in the left corner. Gets around one, throws it up too strong. Defensive board for Cohen. She's got Pitcher on her hip. Drives through the cup, and a whistle comes in. Was that contact from Pitcher a little bit too much? It was.
Foul is on Tewksbury.
First personal for Rachel Pitcher, so not really something to monitor, but she'll still come out of the game.
And I think that's a good thing that she needs. A little breather, she keeps missing a lot of shots. Get taken out, clear your head, come back in here, fresh mind. You can get more shots and more plays going for your team.
10 seconds left in the third quarter. Cohen to the cup, off the window and in.
That is not someone you want to leave a wide open drive lane for.
3 seconds left in the quarter. Crowley's got to put it up. She does. And that does it for quarter number 3. But what an ending to that frame for the Bedford Buccaneers. They've opened up their largest lead of the game. It's 40-30 Bucks with 8 minutes to go from the Romano. We'll be right back after this. It's fourth quarter time here from the Romano with Bedford leading 40-30. Alongside Steve Perfumi, I'm Andrew Del Piana. Thanks for joining us for the second semifinal in the girls division here from the Romano tournament. The winner takes on Chelmsford Friday night, while the loser plays Wilmington in the early session on Friday. Bedford basketball to start the final frame, and Steve, the Redmen, a lot of work to do on either end of the floor.
Yeah, and we talk about leaving Cohen wide open. Fortunately, she was able to miss that 3, but, she's got 13 points here. So, you got to be able to get her tight and make sure she misses those shots like she just did.
Redmen called for a travel off to the defensive board, though, so they'll stay with the Bucks. Just 15 seconds gone in the fourth quarter. Make sure you stay tuned for Game 2 of our doubleheader. After this, we'll have Chelmsford and Tewksbury in the boys' division semifinal, where the winner will take on Burlington. Offensive foul, though, against Bedford for an illegal screen.
Illegal screen called on number 15.
A lot of turnovers on this game, especially from the Redmen. Turnovers do not help you win a basketball game. You got to get those turnovers under control. We saw that a lot last year. We're seeing it a lot here, so hopefully they can work around and try to get the ball back with them a lot more.
Bedford looking to retain that undefeated record at 2-0. Maniscalco trying to change that. Bedford leading by 10 with 40 seconds gone in the fourth quarter. Pitcher steals it away from Cohen and the easy 2. Those 2 always haven't been guaranteed tonight, Steve, but you take advantage of the easy ones.
Yeah, especially Pitcher. She's been missing a lot of those easy layups, so for her to make a wide-open layup like that, that's got to get back into her head. She's got to be like, I can make these. I got to make these.
Tough defensive rebound by Stofsan and some traffic. Outlet pass to Crowley. Keeps it in. Pitcher finds Iandoli for a long 2, rattles out. Dombrowski picks up the defensive rebound. She'll reset in the hands of Cohen. All the way up the floor for Davis. Corner 3. Rims out. Offensive rebound, though, for the Bucks. Davis stays with it. Free throw line jumper short. Stofsan spins out of the pack with it, but throws it away. Dombrowski can't take advantage either. She stepped on the line. It's Redmond ball. What a sequence.
That's what I'm telling you. Turnovers. We just saw another turnover from the Redmen and especially another turnover from the Bucks. Turnovers are a key important to this game. That's kind of what's keeping the Redmen in this game too, is Buccaneers also getting a lot of turnovers. A lot of steals from Emily Pitcher getting back on the offensive side.
Bedford 40, Tewksbury 32 with 6 minutes and change to go in the game. Stovesan way too strong on that three. Dombrowski one-on-one with Crowley. Dished it off for Cohen in the lane, scores. She took some contact as well, but no foul. Back to a 10-point Bedford advantage.
Cohan has been unstoppable in this game. She does have a lot of missed shots, but she keeps coming back with those make shots to keep the Buccaneers in the lead right now.
Here comes Bedford once again. Great defense by Iandoli on the block. But Steve, you can start to see this game slipping away just a little bit. And with that, head coach Jim Benedictus for Bedford is going to take a timeout. We will take it with them. 5.5 to go in the fourth quarter. It's Bedford 42, Tewksbury 32. We'll be right back after this. 5:38 to play in quarter number 4. Alongside Steve Perfumi, Andrew Del Piano with you. Bedford 42, Tewksbury 32. Tewksbury just calling that most recent timeout. And Steve, a game that the Redmen have been in for a majority of. They took a lead late in that third quarter, but Bedford, they've gone on this nice little run, and the Redmen, again, the offense just hasn't shown up in this second half.
Yeah, and we keep matching these two up, Cohan and Pitcher, and the one difference I'm seeing a lot is missed shots between both. Cohan only has 5 missed, whereas Emily Pitcher has 13 missed shots here tonight. And, you know, someone who shoots the ball as well as her, missing a lot of those shots, that's going to frustrate her. It's going to frustrate anybody else.
Well, the Redmen force a turnover after the timeout, so some good team defense as Bedford comes out in the half-court defense. Maniscalco drives to the lane, takes it out. Crowley a triple. Might have gotten tipped.
Crowley has yet to find the back of the net also for herself. 4 missed shots in this game, you know. A lot of missed shots. We keep talking about it, and it's going to keep happening.
Plenty of empty possessions as well. Quick one-and-dones. They're not getting a lot of second chances like Bedford's getting on the offensive end. Cohen from deep. Crowley fouled in the backcourt. Weiss didn't like the call.
You know, we talk about using the shot clock. I apologize, shot clock. You know, we say it all the time, 35 seconds. And you just mentioned it, one and done, you know, quick shots. Utilize it, move the ball around, have your team move around, call a play, something to get you back into this game. Offense, you need the offense to win the game.
Redmen down by 10, 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Maniscalco, the ball handler on this possession. She's been held in check in this ball game, came in averaging just about 17 points per game. Crowley off the screen, right to the cup, lefty layup's good.
Good for Crowley, finally getting the first points for her in this game with 2. You know, 2 points is better than nothing. That brings them back into single-digit deficit.
And you're really going to need some other key starters to step up, and Emily Pitcher, who's one of those key starters, getting on the floor and forcing a turnover.
You can see the frustration from Cohen. She thought Pitcher tipped it back. Did not think that was a backcourt violation, but, you know, refs get the final call. Cannot argue with the refs. That's how you get teed up.
Tewksbury staying in at Maniscalco. Back to her feet, a Pitcher in some traffic. Bedford ball.
Good job on Pitcher right there, keeping her composure with that turnover, you know. Cohen, on the other hand, she let that frustration get to her to lose the ball. Pitcher's right back in here. She knows what she needs to do for her team to help out.
4:15 to go in the fourth quarter. Bedford leading by 8. Pitcher gets the steal. In transition, takes the contact. We'll go to line and shoot 2.
I got to tell you, that's the first time we're going to the free throw line with 2 shots, not an and one. Hopefully Emily Pitcher can kind of keep her composure, hit both these shots to get back into 6-point game.
Emily Pitcher is someone who had to be the number 1 entering this season after an MVC first-team all-conference campaign last year. Has really struggled in this game, especially from the field, and can't convert on the first one as well.
You know, one thing I was always told when I played basketball, when you're at the free throw line, take your time, take some deep breaths. It's just you out there when you're there.
Does that get a little nervous as a free throw shooter? Again, I wasn't a basketball player growing up.
You know, people say a free throw shot is easier than a layup, but I'm one of those people that thinks it's harder because you got the pressure's on you when you're at the line. You got everybody watching you, and it's all quiet on this court.
Well, Pitcher converts 1 under that pressure to make it a 7-point game under the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Cohen blocked from behind, but a foul. The Redmen can't believe it. And they'll go against Stovsand.
I gotta admit that was a bad call from the ref right
right.
there. She had everything correct. She had her feet planted, arms high. She did not move. You know, I think Cohen maybe got a little elbow in there to move her to get that ref to call the right call. Me personally, I don't think that was the right call right there.
Ashley Cohen, someone who stirs the drink for this Bedford offense, if you will, coming in only as a sophomore, was the conference player of the year last year. When we spoke with head coach Benedictus before this game, he said she is physical. She is willing to win. She'll put everything on the line to get the result she is looking for. And I really feel like we've seen that on full display today as she misses 1 of 2 at the line. Bedford still leads by 8, 3:45 to go in the fourth. Maniscalco full out of steam back the other way. She'll get 2 at the line.
We're finally seeing players drive that lane, get that contact, and go to the line. You know, free throws can always make a big difference in a game, especially a close game like this. We've only seen the lead in double digits once, and that was 10. Other than that, it's been all single digits here.
And, of course, that big if, though. You got to make those free throws in order from the count. That's what the Redmen have struggled with
Just like
tonight.
you said, you know, unfortunately she was not able to get the back of the net. Still got 1 extra, but, you know, if I'm Coach McNulty next game, next practice, work on your free throws.
Were you someone that had your team 100 in each practice?
No,
extreme? No,
I was terrible at free throws.
All right.
We had a thing where, you know, if you miss, everybody's got to make a free throw or else the whole team runs. And everybody was mad at me because I always missed my free throw, so we had to run.
Well, Coach McNulty would be pretty upset with you at the end of practice, but the timeout there for Bedford with just under 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. We'll keep it with you. Bedford 43, Tewksbury 36. And Steve, again, like I said, Tewksbury is still hanging around in this game, but Bedford is using that offensive edge at the other end to kind of separate themselves late in the fourth.
One big difference in their defense I'm noticing is that, you know, we talked about them in the first half with Redmond's defense. They were all over the Bucks, you know. Nobody was wide open. Nobody had any space for them. They're kind of letting the Buccaneers move around, you know, get the ball moving. Buccaneers are not letting the Redmen do that, and we are noticing that here in the second half. Bucks defense is a lot more alert and a lot more aggressive than the Redmen's are. So if I'm Coach McNulty, tell them defense. Got to get on your man. You cannot let open threes, especially from Cohan. They will go in.
In a game where Tewksbury has missed a plethora of shots, and they're still in it as well to boot. You can credit that to their solid defense, but still, you got to have some quality possessions here in the final 4 minutes if you want to get to the championship. We started off the top with it. Bedford, the defending champions of this tournament. In the 6 years, I should say in the previous 5 years, Tewksbury has never won this tournament, and they are the host.
You know, that kind of puts a pressure on you, too, when you are the host. You know, everybody's like, we don't want you to win. This is your court. We want to take this from you. And the Buccaneers are doing exactly that here tonight.
Tewksbury staying with that zone defense, and it works for the time being. Pitcher with another steal.
She's got those sticky gloves on tonight.
Maniscalco, pull-up jumper. She got fouled on the way up.
Imagine if she made an and one jump shot. That would have been insane.
Well, the best thing about free throws, though, Steve, is it stops the clock. You can score some points, but I can't if you're the Redmen. You really have to cash in from the charity stripe. And I think that's really where conditioning comes in at the end of the game. When we spoke with Coach McNulty before this game, he said, we're not ready yet for 32 minutes of basketball of well-conditioned games, and I think the legs might be a little fatigued here in the fourth quarter.
You know, good on Maniscalco, though. She hit the first one, missed the second one. But good, you know what? She's getting right back on defense. That's what you need to do. When you miss a shot, get back there. No open shots. Don't let anybody get by you here.
Let me see. Pitcher locked on Cohen. Davis, a triple. Got it. That's a big one. A 9-point game with 3 minutes to go. Bedford 46, Tewksbury 37.
Davis has 12 points behind the arc right now.
4 triples. Pitcher, little Euro step on the other end to make it a 7-point game. 46-39 Bedford, 2:45 and counting left in the fourth. Cohen looking to go into full takeover mode. She'll send it to Davis, who's got 4 triples tonight. Sheridan, great defense by Stovsand, Redmond basketball.
You can see the Buccaneers coach does not like that there was no foul there, but Stovsand did the right thing. She did not move from her spot, especially when the ball was there. Stay there. If you move, the rest will call it on you, especially after the shot. I've seen a lot of that in my day.
2.5 to go in the ball game. Bucks 46, Redmond 39. Indoli through the lane. Hook shot, yes. That nice little touch got the friendly bounce. 5-point ball game, 2:15 to go. Cohen being face guarded by pitcher, gets her hand in and just knocks it out of bounds.
Good job with
She is just
pitcher.
relentless on defense, Steve.
You know, those missed shots may be happening, but those steals are what's keeping her and her team in this game right now.
Nice little backdoor feed, but the block from Crowley, how'd she get there?
And Wise does not like that they did not call that on her.
She had her dead to rights. Little backdoor feed for Weiss again, but she gets the hoop and the harm this time. A double whammy for the Redmen.
Finally puts her on the board with 2 with that one, too.
And it's kind of frustration plays like that where you make the block on the defensive end, then the inbound comes right to Weiss. She scores and gets fouled. She goes to the bank to make it an 8-point ball game with 2 minutes and counting.
That was our first and 1 conversion there, too.
Pitcher, nice little stutter step for 2. And Coach McNault will take a timeout. We'll keep it here. 1:54 to go in the fourth. Bedford 49, Tewksbury 43.
You know, I think pitcher's finally finding her groove. She's got 11 points in this half, 17 altogether right now. You know, she's got those steals that we keep talking about. She's got those shots that are kind of going in, kind of missing. She's kind of half and half right now. You know, but if you're the captain, even if you're missing those shots, be like, hey, guys, look at the score. We're only down by 6 with 2 minutes left. We can easily come back from this. If you're the captain, that's what I want to hear from you if I'm your coach, you know. Keep your team in here. The coach can only do so much on the sideline, especially in a loud stadium. You can't hear everything he's yelling. You got to keep your team in this game on the court.
Winner of this game takes on Chelmsford on Friday, while the loser takes on Wilmington. And, of course, both teams want to exit this tournament with 2 victories to their name. But a really good Lions team waiting in the wings. Speaking of the Lions, we'll see the Lions and the Redmen in the boys division right after this one here on Tewksbury TV, so don't go anywhere after the conclusion of this one. It's Bedford basketball on their own side of the floor, up by 6 with 1:54 to go.
I know it's a full court press right here. You got to make sure, if you're the Redmen, do not let anything by you. Good job on pitcher getting there also.
But Cohen gets it safely over the timeline. A 3, no good. Crowley grabs the board. She gets fouled. Not something you want to take 200 feet from the basket.
Yeah, you know, and why? She's getting that frustration in this game. Did not get a call down there. Got the call after. Got a turnover, and now just got a foul right there.
And to boot, that puts Tewksbury in the bonus as well. 4th personal foul against Weiss. And I'll get 2 at the line for Crowley. So still a little bit of time left, Steve, where you can make some free throws. Like I said, you're in the bonus, so use that to your advantage. That first one is good. It's 49-44 Bedford with 1:43 frozen on the 4th quarter clock. Just the 3rd point of the game for Crowley. Rattles out.
You know, when we go back to it, missed free throws. We've seen a few of them right now tonight, and that's what's putting them behind. Missed shots and missed free throws. You got to get something going for your offense with a minute and a half left.
Bedford breaks that full court press from Tewksbury. Under 90 seconds to go. Redmen need a stop here. Cohen looking to take it into her own hands. She lost the basketball. Stovsand. Outlet pass to Maniscalco, who takes a long 2. Short. Pinballs around. It's Redmond basketball. Nice effort by Stovsand to throw it off of Sheridan to keep possession.
Yeah, get a fresh shot clock in there too, you know. I feel like I keep saying, they're not utilizing it. They're crushing the ball. But good inbound right there.
Looked like Dabrowski fell on the inbound pass, and that allowed Iandoli to score with ease. And then pitcher called for the travel. Coach McNault cannot believe that on the sideline.
No,
I think
only
he left
second.
maybe 5 feet off the air during that.
Yeah, no, he did not like that call. Pitcher just shrugged it off. She's like, you know what? Not worth it. Not worth it.
Bedford over the timeline, 55 seconds to go. About a 20-second difference between shot clock and game clock. So you don't have to foul here for the Redmen. Stovsand, the great defense. Crowley in some traffic. She's fouled, and the Redmen go back to the line.
You know, Paige Crowley, she hit one free throw just like a minute ago. That is something you want to see from your coach right there, you know. Get back to the line. You got to hit both of these. With 46 seconds, you need both of these. You cannot hit one. You need both.
And how about the defense from Stovsand as well?
She's been phenomenal down in the paint, you know, block, the turnovers. I'm loving what I'm seeing from her down there.
Crowley gets 2 at the line, can't get the first. And those missed free throws have been eating the Redmen alive tonight.
They're only down by 3 right now, so it's a close, tight game.
Can't get the second either. Last off of Bedford. Ooh, the Redmen catch a break.
I gotta admit, I thought that was off pitcher, to be honest.
45 seconds frozen in the fourth quarter. Bedford 49, Tewksbury 46 with the basketball. Inbound goes to pitcher. Tries to spin off a defender. Great defense. Turnaround jumper. No good. Maniscalco with the board. She can't get it to fall.
Pitcher again with the sticky fingers.
Iandoli for the tie. No. Gets her own miss, but she threw it away. Davis down the other end of the floor. Blocked by Crowley. Bedford ball. Oh, my.
This place is going crazy right now. Missed shots, turnovers, almost no foul not called. Oh my God, I can't even keep my head right what's going on. It's so fast.
Well, good thing Bedford takes a timeout for both of us to take a deep breath, with Bedford leading 49-46 with 23 seconds to go. The one word to describe that sequence, chaos.
Yep.
Tewksbury missed both free throws. You had 2 really good looks, especially the one from Iandoli, who hit the first 3 of the ball game to start the scoring. And then Davis, you really didn't need to push the ball down the end of the floor. Great defense by Crowley. So Bedford with the basketball under the Tewksbury side of the floor. You definitely need to foul here, as the Redmen only have 1 more to give.
And the Buccaneers definitely know that they are going to get fouled here. You have 3 points over the Redmen right now. And like you say, you win this, you go to the championship. So this is do or die right here. If you're the Buccaneers, you got to get the ball to your best shooter. You know you're going to get fouled. Send her to the line. The Redmen still have a foul to give, so they will get the ball back if they get fouled. But if you want to get those shots and that lead extended, send your best player to the line. Get her out there, get her the ball. And that will be Cohen.
I was about to say, that was my next question. Who is that her you keep referring to? She's wearing number 4 with those.
Although Davis has been everywhere for shots too. But either one of them going on that line here.
Cohen's got those nice pink shoes. She'd love to flash them here in a victory as she inbounds the ball. Tewksbury didn't foul initially. And luckily, it'll stay with Bedford. That was close.
Emily Pitcher almost with another steal. She's got to be double digits for these steals here tonight.
And are you a little surprised, Steve, that Cohen is the one inbounding the ball?
A little bit, yeah. You know, have your best shooter inbounding, not a smart option.
Well, now she gets it back. But if you're the Redmen, you definitely got to foul Stalakis there. Still no more fouls to give for Tewksbury. So the next one for the Redmen puts the Bucks in the bonus. They throw over the top to Stalakis. And she got fouled. Stovsand gave a little bit of a reach on that left arm.
You know, and I honestly thought Stovsand was going to get the steal there. Went a little over. But, you know, good job on Stathalakis. You know, she was able to get to the ball, able to cause that foul on Stovsand to go to the line. But can she execute these shots is the main question.
She gets 2 at the line. It's a 3-point Bedford lead with 13 seconds to go. Got the first, and it's a big one.
I'll say you need that. Extend that. Now you got a two-play game right now.
Coach Benedictus, hands on his knees for the Bedford sideline, looking to move his team to 3-0 in this young season. Too strong on the second, and immediately Joel McNult burns a timeout.
Good job.
12.2 to go in the ball game. A big trip to the line to make it a 2-possession game. Bedford leads 50-46. It'll be Redmen basketball.
And I got to say, you do not need a 3. And if I'm Coach McNult, I'm telling them that you don't need a 3. Hit a shot, cause a foul. Because you got 5 seconds to inbound the ball. get that ball on the offensive side immediately, find an open shot and take it, even if it is a 3, but you do not need to force a 3 right now. You just need a 2 and a 2. If you can get an and 1 play, great, but we have not seen many and 1 conversions. I think we've only seen 1 here tonight, so that may not be the best option. But get that ball, shoot, get right back on defense, and foul. Send them to the line. At least you can try to get the tie with 12 seconds left.
And are you someone that likes to foul up 3 or 4 late in these situations?
Yes. If I have 3 fouls, I'm fouling out.
There you go.
If no one else is going to do it, I'll sacrifice myself. I know I'm not the strongest offensive guy, but I'm a defensive player, and I am going to get taken out. It may not be the smartest strategy on defense, but if no one else is going to do it, you got to take the initiative, and you got to do it. At least try to get your team to overtime.
Well, the Redmen send out Stovsan, Iandoli, Crowley, Maniscalco, and pitcher, while Bedford counters with Cohen, Stalakis, Dabrowski, Sheridan, and Weiss. 12.2 seconds to go. Redmen trailing by 4. They get in the hands of Maniscalco. She'll run the floor. She'll send it for Crowley. Straightaway 3. Off the back of the iron. Rebound taken by Weiss. And a foul on pitcher, and that will just about do it.
I say, if I'm Emily pitcher, you don't foul there. If you notice the clock 1 second, there's nothing you can do here, no matter who's going to the line. Good effort from both sides here tonight, though. Missed shots were a key factor in this loss, but everything all around was fantastic from both teams, and I'm really glad we got to watch this game here tonight at the Romano Stadium.
Weiss going to get 2 at the line, but her team up by 4. Just to pad the stat sheet just a little bit, she'll miss the first and just try to get this one out of the way. And she does. And that does it. The Bedford Buccaneers can cruise that pirate ship into the championship on Friday. They will take on Chelmsford, while the Redmen fall in this one, and they will take on Wilmington in the girls' consolation game on Friday evening. Your final one more time, Bedford 50, Tewksbury 46. Steve, final thoughts from tonight's game.
I said it a lot tonight. Missed shots are the biggest key factor here. If you're going into your next game, come back, work on those shots at practice, free throws, field goals. Try to get away from the 3s. We saw a lot of missed 3s. Try to get that extra dribble in. Take a shot. An extra step can make a big difference in this game.
And it really felt like Tewksbury had plenty of chances in this game to come back. They just couldn't do so as the Redmen fall 50-46. That's only game 1 of our doubleheader. Coming up in just about 22 minutes or so, we'll take you to Chelmsford Tewksbury. But for Steve Perfami, Andrew Del Piano, we will see you at 7 o'clock for Chelmsford Tewksbury. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere.